I have 2 fucking jokes this week because you guys are sexy mother truckers. The first one is quite interesting. Twist your neck to the right very far until everything goes black. Quote from a man named Filthy Frank. This Filthy Frank guy sounds like a very, very nice person. Carbon Duck, I sort of highly recommend you stop hanging out with that guy. You just might get raped. I'm not sure. The second one pulls the sex card. Not my kind of sex, but a different sex. I got banned from the library because I put the Woman's Right book in the fiction section. That one was from Avion Evolution HD. I don't know about you guys, but I got banned from the library for watching porn on their computers. That was probably the best day of my life. Why, you may be asking? Because the librarian watched it with me before she kicked me out. It was great. It was so much fun. I can't even remember the last time I went to the fucking library. Jesus. Guys, feel free to leave some more jokes. All of you guys are pretty darn hilarious when it comes to that. I like that you guys are sort of participating with me in the weird and stupid and sort of fucked up jokes. It's what makes me, me. Like, that's what I like to do. I like to just do this stupid stuff with you guys. So just keep on doing it with me. It's like having sex, you know? Anyway, now that I'm done wanking myself off, we have to talk about the gun at hand this week. The XR2 Burst Assault Rifle. This is our first Burst Assault Rifle, which is pretty darn orgasmic. We did have a Burst SMG, which was very interesting. That was the Pharaoh. Before I even talk about the stats of this weapon, I would just like to say that burst weapons like this have always had a special place in my heart. I remember there was this like 2-month period in Black Ops 1 where all I used was the M16 with the penis and vagina attachments on it, or the foregrip, and I think it was the red dot. No, there was no fucking grip. There was like some other shit in the red dot. That's all I remember. It was deadly. I remember getting chopper gunners and literally my penis would fall off. Like, I loved getting chopper gunners in that game because it just looked so darn cool and you felt like an absolute badass when you were in the sky with it. So literally, like, when I got chopper gunners, I was just like, nah, it's over. Like, I did my job. This is the time. I am going to Shrek the entire lobby, and most of the time I did. Alright, so as usual, we have to talk about the XR2's penetrating power, or the damage. It is tied to the Man of War's damage, and it is beat out by the Shiva. To be honest, every other assault rifle needs to hit the fucking gym to get as buff as the XR2, Man of War, and the Shiva. From my personal experience, in order to get buff, you have to make noises like this. That's actually the noise Matt, or Nova Poo-Poo, makes every time we hang out with him. Like, we're doing something else and he's sitting in the corner making noises like that. That's the kind of people we are. It's just so fucked up. It's great. That's why we're so special. In both ways. When you think about it, the damage makes sense because of its other stats. Most of the time when it comes to burst weapons, you have to give up some fire rate, so having an increased damage output only makes sense. Considering the damage is pretty decent on this weapon already, I don't really recommend putting anything on to enhance the damage. But if you're feeling frisky, I don't see any problem with putting high caliber if you're looking to release your ammunition upon people's faces. Up next is the weapon's range, and to my surprise, it is almost the gun with the worst range out of all the assault rifles. The only gun that surpasses it is the HVK. This is not really too good considering it is a burst weapon. It is designed and supposed to be able to take on longer ranges with absolutely no problem. Considering this is the case, long barrel is a very viable option when creating a class for this weapon. It should extend the kill range of the weapon by a few in-game yards, making it even more deadly. And don't forget sexy. The fire rate is the next attribute we have to talk about with this weapon, and again I'm left scratching both of my heads. Wink. It falls in 3rd place for best fire rate, but when you think about it, this is where it becomes really deadly and really nice to use. As mentioned just about a minute ago or so, the weapon has some nice damage. It's not too shabby, and considering that the fire rate is high, you're gonna have little to no problems pulling the gun up at short ranges and still win the gunfight with 1 to 2 bursts. I have done this a number of times and it works like a charm. Now, this is one of the only times you're gonna hear me say this. That's because my schlong is telling me to say this, but I think rapid fire is a plausible attachment to run on the XR2. Why, you may be asking me, as you get naked? It's because the XR2 is a burst weapon, as I said like 80 times, and it doesn't have the most recoil compared to some of the other assault rifles. That is literally the only reason I can safely say that rapid fire is somewhat okay to use on this weapon. Just be careful with it. Finally, my friends, we have reached the final stat, the accuracy. Now, you see, there's a hidden gun in the assault rifle category. If you are on the PS4 and you press X, square, triangle, and circle all at the same time, you'll be given the option to use my dong. It has perfect accuracy and every single attachment already equipped on it. Now, you don't even want to know how I got this into the game. Let's just say I had a very nice talk with David Vonderhaar. Moving on, the XR2's accuracy is not too impressive at all, considering that it is a burst weapon. Usually burst weapons have like semi to perfect accuracy since you're only making bursts. You're not fully firing, so the kickback is only happening in certain intervals. It is actually just above the KN-44, which has the worst accuracy out of all the assault rifles. It is a freaking burst weapon, I'll say it again. On most burst weapons, accuracy should not be the main concern. You mostly want to focus on fire rate, damage, and range. Now, just to put this into perspective, I have been using the XR2 without a foregrip pretty much this entire time, and I really haven't noticed a massive amount of kick. So if I were you, I'd skip on that foregrip. Whoa, we're at the end of my segment already, but the vid ain't over yet. You see, the XR2 is sadly not in zombies. No. Why? I really wanted to have sex with it in zombies. My wife, why you know in zombies? Nevertheless, I'm going to pass the baton over to Hazardous. He's going to recommend a class to you guys to use with this weapon. I hope you all have a very sexy day and go give some lemons blowjobs. We are working on some pretty exciting things here at the TheNOVAProject, so please do stay tuned for some content and stuffs like that. Please, I have some really nice designs. I figured out some new things. I think I'm going to be enhancing some graphics on the videos. So just please stay tuned. I know you guys probably don't care, but I'm gonna go pleasure my refrigerator. She needs some lovin'. I'm coming. Woo-hoo-hoo. Whoa.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Zach, but you guys can call me Hazardous, and welcome back to the next episode of the Black Ops 3 Armory series that Nova Phoenix and I are doing over on both of our channels. So, guys, today we are covering the XR2. I'm going to be talking about the best class setup that you can use for the XR2, and obviously the Nova Phoenix will be covering the stats on this weapon. So, guys, in terms of a best class setup for this weapon, I highly recommend Rapid Fire if you can get the level to the max level for the XR2. It's very good because you can get the second burst off quicker and hopefully kill your enemies, because a lot of the times on the XR2, it's a very powerful weapon, but it's usually a two-shot burst, or two-burst kill if you shoot from close range. If it's from long range, you'll usually get a one burst. The next attachment you want to use is a stock, because you can move around quicker. In assault rifles, I just feel the need to use stock. I've been using stock on my weapon since Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, it's not as good as Call of Duty Ghosts or Advanced Warfare, the stock was, but stock is still very good in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And the last attachment you want to use, which you could swap out for anything, but you want to use grip. I use grip. Grip is amazing because this gun does have some kick, so grip just helps you, balance your shots out better, and mixed with rapid fire, you'll be dominating the enemy. Stock you can also switch out for something too. Obviously, I'm not forcing you guys to use this class. These are just my recommendations, what works for me, and you can interchange whatever you want. So now moving on to the perks. If you guys are playing free-for-all, as per usual, I recommend Sixth Sense as perk 1, Scavenger as perk 2, and Dead Silence and Awareness if you guys have a headset and want to hear people as your perk 3s. If you guys are playing Domination, then I will highly recommend running Overclock or Ghost, Fast Hands or Scavenger for perk 2s, and then for perk 3s, either Dead Silence or Awareness, or Dead Silence and Tactical Mask, or Awareness and Tactical Mask, whatever you would like. Also on perk 2, you can switch out Scavenger for Cold-Blooded if you like. That's really all I can recommend for this class. Also, if you aren't using too many perks, then you can use a Tactical Grenade or a Lethal Grenade, obviously. What goes well is a Shock Charge and a Power Core that go off at the same, or excuse me, a Shock Charge and whatever the Claymore thing is, yeah, I guess that's Power Core, I don't know. But that's basically what I recommend. Hold on, I'm actually curious to see the Trip Mine, the Trip Mine and the Shock Charge. Those goes hand in hand. If you just throw them both on the floor, or both on the ground right in front of you, the enemy will get tripped up by the Shock Charge and they'll get blown up by the Trip Mine, because you can't avoid those pretty easily in this game. But that is my class setup. Again, I will go over it. It is the Rapid Fire, Stock, and Grip attachments for the XR2, and also Sixth Sense, Fast Hands, Cold-Blooded, Scavenger, Dead Silence, Awareness, whatever perks you want to use for those. Do what you want. I highly recommend Sixth Sense, Scavenger, Dead Silence, and Awareness. That's my typical setup. I don't change my perks at all when I play free-for-all. That's what works best for me, and I can go on nuclears left and right with that stuff. So, guys, I want to thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Adios, amigos.